Hello everybody. On the menu for tonight, we have Legacy 4-color control. At the time of this recording, this 75 won Star City Syracuse yesterday, and I've been interested in trying a deck like this for a while, and now that one has had some success, I have a good list to start with. I've been interested in trying Arkham's Astrolabe in Legacy. I have not played with that card yet. This is the only format left that I haven't cast this card in. Ren and 6 obviously is one of the big players in Legacy right now. It's defining a ton of archetypes. It's defining a bunch of It upgraded a bunch of existing archetypes, created some new ones that didn't exist, and killed some that used to exist, like Death and Taxes and Elves, decks like that. Ren and 6 makes all those sorts of decks much worse. So Ren and 6 is having a huge effect on the format. So the control deck, it's got a ton of removal in it, got a bunch of Planeswalkers, Plague Engineer also leaving its mark on Legacy here. And this build has 2 in the main deck and 1 in the board. It turns out that a Death Touch creature is good enough to main deck, since it has that word on it. It's got Tyrant Scorn and Liliana's Triumph to defeat Merit Lages that may come into play against you. And I love these 2 Wastelands down here. A lot of control decks don't have room for Wasteland, but Wasteland as a surgical tool in your control deck is something that I've been a proponent of in the past, notably in Stoneblade decks, like having exactly 2 Wasteland for like Dark Depths matchups, or if you happen to get your Ren and 6 engine online and just take someone out of the game. That's pretty cool too. And the sideboard just looks like a typical Legacy sideboard. Just lots of powerful cards against specific plans. I'm really excited I get to play with Veil of Summer. That's a card that I also haven't gotten to play in Legacy yet, but it seems extremely powerful. Then Crop Rotation and Caracas are a package together. Crop Rotation also gets Wasteland, so this is just more of the anti-depths package. So that's this deck. Quick shout out to Matt Sperling and Matt Murray, who made sure that I had Ren and 6s to play for this week to get some videos recorded. Thanks, guys. So we'll go fire off a league with this. All right, we're on the play. This hand has a turn 2 Ren and 6 with Force of Will backup. So I am right in. I love fetching basics in Legacy. Just, that is pretty much my favorite thing. And I love that a deck with 4 colors can afford to play 3 basics. That's just so dumb. But Arkham's Astrolabe is a powerful Magic card. And we picked up this Wasteland to pair with our Ren also. So we're just in Value Town, Mayor of. I think I would counter a discard spell here. Alright, good. That wasn't a discard spell. Interestingly, though, they hung out this non-basic land that is totally wasteable. Hopefully I draw a Ponder and I can make this really easy. Like if I draw a Ponder, I can just waste them and cast Ponder and use all my mana. Otherwise, I'm just sort of letting a mana go. But I think that's fine. So they did not shuffle that Ponder. Whatever. We're on the play. They didn't put any pressure into play, so I like wasting here. Like, worst case scenario, we just replay that same turn again. They make their land drop, they pass, and we all have the same number of resources in play. Best case scenario, they just lose. So it's mostly free to fire that off there. The one reason not to fire that off there is that when their land was tapped, we could have cast Ren and 6 with Force of Will backup when Daze or their own Force would have been the only answer If they pass with a land up, Spell Pierce and Spell Snare enter the equation. Alright, so we drew Ponder for the turn. All of the cards that they've cast so far are in Storm. So I'm a little concerned that if we tap out for Wrenn and 6, we have more to worry about. But if we untap with Wrenn and 6, we're set. Like, I could play Baleful Strix to cantrip and use all my mana. Like, we have lots of land drops. Yeah, in case they are a combo deck, I'm just going to play Strix here. And we should know in the next turn cycle what they're actually up to. Strix plays around Spell Pierce if they thought they were clever leaving that up. Then next turn I can play Wrenn and Ponder. Or hold up Fatal Push as needed. Or waste them. Lots of options now. Alright, these are still all cards that could be in Storm. I'm not ready to force a Brainstorm, not till I know what they're actually up to over there. They did hang out another juicy non-basic, though, for me to waste with my Wrenn. Alright, this is starting to look like a control deck. I think I have to let this resolve. Because if they take Wrenn, then I still have this handful of other good spells. And if they don't take Wrenn, then they're getting wasted. But I don't want to give them a 2-for-1 instead of a 1-for-1. If they take Force of Will, then they're definitely a combo deck. But I suspect Wrenn and 6 is hitting the bin here. Oh, they took the Force of Will. All right. Combo engines operational, I guess. Let's draw Thoughtseize. That's a good draw. All right, so taking Force of Will there is pretty suspicious. So I'm going to try to ponder for more answers to combos. None of those are the answer. That's also not the answer. So I could cast Wrenn here. Wrenn doesn't do anything here. Never mind. I cannot cast Wrenn here. I can ponder through my Astrolabe here, though. Brainstorm, Baleful Strix, Plague Engineer. Alright, I want this Brainstorm because I want to get rid of these Fatal Pushes. And keeping a Ponder is a sign of strength. Hopefully they get a little worried before they combo off. And if they do combo off, they have to get Tendrils because I'm drawing Plague Engineer, which can wipe out an army of goblins. We're getting Thoughtseized again. That's rough. So I can respond with Brainstorm, or I could just not. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna let this resolve. They're gonna know the coast is clear if they have the combo this turn. But if they go for an empty, they don't know Plague Engineer is waiting on top. Okay, now that they didn't go off, I definitely don't want to draw Plague Engineer. So I'll get a volcanic island of my own. I'll be careful to cast the non-foil one that they've already seen. I take them off black. Alright, so either we're dead or they're going to have no permanents in play on this coming turn. Those are basically the only outcomes here. I hope they're just 4-color control with a terrible draw, but it is more likely that they're a combo deck, I think. Oh, and they're just passing the turn. Woof. This doesn't mean we win. If they are Storm, we could still just lose from this position pretty easily. But at least now I can, like... I could snap Brainstorm, but that doesn't get rid of these fatal pushes. Alright, I might snap Brainstorm on their end step. We have 2 cards that they don't know about right now. Hopefully they give them a little respect. Though they're in a position where they can't really give respect because they have no permanents. Like, if they can do anything, now's the time. Alright, Chrome Mox is a magic card that exists. Thought seizing me again. Alright, I'm going to cast Snapcaster in a response here. And target Brainstorm, and then just not cast it yet. That's all 4 Thought Seizes they've drawn. So they can take Jace, and I imagine they will, because it's a blue card and my best card. Nice. Got that Moto Bug value right there. Alright, I'm gonna bash and I'm gonna cast Jace and Brainstorm. That'll get rid of these fatal pushes. Oh, I spoke too soon. I found the other one again. Alright, we found Force of Will in a blue card, though. And they've used all 4 Thought Seizes. If Ren emblems up with a Force in our graveyard, we definitely just win. But that's 2 turns away, and Jace would have been active for 2 turns by that point. The cool thing about Retrace is that it's not an alternate cost. So you can pitch a blue card from your hand, discard a land, and cast Force of Will from your graveyard when you're tapped out. Oh, here comes the ritual. They've cast all 4 Thought Seizes, so I'm going to let Rit resolve. Hopefully don't get punished by that. Alright, looks like it's about to be go time, unless Pass and Flames is in their hand. Rite of Flame in the graveyard? Okay. Rite of Flame is not passed in flames. Alright, GG. That was probably the best Wrenn and 6 there's ever going to be against a Storm deck. They gave me infinite time to set them up and just crush. Alright, so Surgical, Plague Engineer, Veil of Summer, Lee of Old, Force of Negation, Hydroblast, because they showed me that they are Epic Storm, not Ad Nauseam. We saw the Rite of Flames and the Chrome Mox, which gives away a lot. So we don't want Triumph. I don't think we need Wrens. We don't want Scorn. We probably don't need Decays. Yeah, K command or Fatal Push, also get out of here. You're seeing my first matches with the deck, so I'm figuring this out as I go. And I was just thinking, like, wow, that's a lot of cards I'd like to bring in, but look at all these cards I want to take out too. So maybe this deck just sideboards like a dream. All right, so is there any reason to keep any of this other stuff? I don't think so. Like, Wrenn can answer, like, Xantid Swarm and Hope of Girapur type cards by dealing 1. Wrenn is also just a crazy value machine if it sticks, but I don't know if that's... I don't think I have a worse card, though. Like, all of these cards are just better. Guess I could just go 2 Pyroblast and keep 1 Wrenn. Like, Epic Storm tends to be really fast compared to Ad Nauseam, where Pyroblast might not get a lot of action, but Epic Storm is also more fragile than Ad Nauseam. Do I want Ancient Grudge? That can mess with their mana. Alright, I'm going to try an Ancient Grudge over a Pyroblast. Yeah, that's a lot of cards in, a lot of cards out. Let's see what happens. Alright, this hand is slow but steady. Like, I can Force of Will something, and I can mop up goblins. Like, Epic Storm does tend to go for a medium-size empty on turn 1 if it can. More so than Ad Nauseam Tendrils, which tries to sculpt a perfect win. I'm going to keep this. Come on, Brainstorm. Alright, I'll take a Pyroblast. So now if they have to try to cantrip at all, I can mess with it. I love when they pass the turn. That's a good time. Alright, so I'd really like to draw a blue card to go with this Leovold. But I guess if they answer Leovold, I'd get to draw a card. Counter target blue spell. Hopefully this just collapses all their plans. I know Storm players love playing against slow blue control decks. Like, they just get to sculpt forever. And I don't blame them for that. But messing with their sculpting takes away that advantage. Just really hope I can jam this Leovold this turn. If they play something I have to counter, obviously Leovold gets pitched, and then I'll just jam Engineer on Goblin. It's better in play, just warding off goblins, than it is in my hand where it can get discarded easily. Alright, looks like they're passing the turn. That's all I ever want in life. For my Storm opponent to pass the turn. Alright, we even drew a blue spell to back up Leovold now. So I have to fetch black with this one. I guess I could have fetched Tropical Island also, but they both do the same thing. Alright, Leovold is just bananas. Like, now if they duress me, I get to replace that. If they answer Leovold, I get to draw a card. Been a long time since I cast a Leovold. Let's see if the game is over. Alright, they're going for a Thoughtseize. So I draw a card first. Yes, I would like to draw a card. So I can Force of Will this Thoughtseize. Or I could just let them seize me. Alright, I'm going to let them seize me. Because I can answer goblins, and I get to draw a million cards if they go for a Tendrils. At this point, we just gotta see what their plan is. So if they Tendrils for 9 is lethal, but I get to draw 9 cards from Leovold. I don't know if that actually does anything when we're tapped out. Like if we were drawing to Veil of Summer, that might be good enough. I guess they could also just like Thoughtseize me, then make goblins, taking Plague Engineer, but that seems way worse. If they got to be really close to a Tendrils here. Ooh, Ad Nauseam, huh? Isn't Past in Flames lethal here? Maybe not, because they... Oh yeah, they didn't have a dark ritual. They only had red rituals. Alright, we'll see. Alright, there's Infernal Tutor. They can't empty this hand yet, though. Oh, now they can. There's a bunch of zeros in a row. They should be able to figure it out from here. I hope. For their sake. Yeah, so their storm count is at a point where even if I draw every Force of Will in my deck and blue cards to cast them all on copies of Tendrils, I still can't actually survive this. Guess I'll just see if they mess up from here. The last card in hand is 2 Burning Wish, which is the marquee card of Epic Storm. And we're super dead. Alright, does anything change? I don't think so. Maybe I want Pyroblast more than I want Surgical Extraction. I want Baleful Strix to keep up my blue count. Maybe Astrolabe. I can probably just cut that. This hand is not a keeper. Finally, a Thoughtseize. I was wondering if they were still in my deck. I'm keeping this. I think I bottom Leovold? Or is it Wasteland? Like any land with the Astrolabe casts Leovold. So if I can Thoughtseize, ponder into my land drop, jam Leovold, that might be a path to victory. I'm going to keep this and get rid of the Wasteland. Because they can just win without lands. They have so much artifact mana. Alright, Ad Nauseam, Brainstorm, Chrome Mox, Hope of Girapur. I think I'd just take Brainstorm here. So they Chrome Mox. They have to play Lotus Petal to get Hope of Girapur. I could take Chrome Mox, but what does that even do? I think I just take Brainstorm here. Like with Leovold, I don't even really care about Hope. I did bring in the Ancient Grudge, so I can answer a Hope of Girapur. And it's just not free to cast that card. Like they're gonna have to exile a real card to this Chrome Mox. There's Hope. Alright, well, I'm on a 17 turn clock, so I gotta watch out for that. Alright, and we drew Force of Will. I could cast Ponder right now, or I could hold up Red Blast. I'm gonna Ponder. I kept this hand on the strength of Leovold, so let's make sure we're able to cast it. Alright, so we're drawing a second Pyroblast. We have Force up this turn unless they sack Hope. Oh, I know about this Chrome Mox. I would be kind of surprised if they sack Hope this turn. Like, they would have had to have 2 insano draw steps. Yeah, I didn't think so. So I have black and blue. I need green, but Astrolabe can turn any land into anything, so I'm going to get Volcanic Island. Does that make sense? Yes. Because I don't have a lot of green spells in my deck. Alright. Black, blue. And I guess they just need a... No, they need a Dark Ritual and another mana source to cast Ad Nauseam. Lotus Petal's their only blue source, so if well, they can't cantrip anyway. I have Leovold. This targets, doesn't it? Yep. So I would even draw a card off of that if they sacrifice it. Not that that's likely to matter. If they're sacking it, it means they're winning. Or at least producing lots of goblins. Come on, Ancient Grudge. The sad, embarrassing wasteland. I'm still going to play Wasteland because I'm one land away from hardcasting this Force of Will. And without a blue card, that's pretty important. Yeah, the big sweat against playing against Storm decks is that if their hand is full of blue cards, they can never win. If their hand is full of black and red cards, they can win easily. Baleful Strix would be a good draw too, to just brick this Hope, because it has to connect. It's not like Xantid Swarm that just has to attack. Ooh, Mox Opal. The Bryant Cook special. Alright, a Naked Infernal Tutor. Get another Lotus Petal. That usually means they drew another tutor. Right, I'm going to brainstorm here. Alright, that was a good brainstorm. I'm going to put back Pyroblast and land. And I'm going to also ponder. No, I'm just going to hold this up. No, I definitely have to ponder because I don't want to draw these cards. That's a shuffle all day. Alright, so we can hard cast Force next turn. We can alt cast Force this turn. Ancient Grudge would be so stupid right now. Oh my god. Alright, the best case scenario is if Hope of Girapur, if they sack this, if I draw Ancient Grudge, that would be pretty great. Ancient Grudge. Yes, use it. Alright, that's a brainstorm. I can cast that. I don't even have to use my fetch land because I have this Astrolabe. Wow. Alright. Veil of Summer is a great draw. The rest of these are not great draws. Alright. We might be dead. Yeah, drawing Veil of Summer off that Brainstorm or Leovold would have just ended the game, I think. It's just ad nauseum. Alright, they've made their land drop. There's some gobos. Infernal Tutor is bad news. Though they need another mana to get anywhere with it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the Chrome Mox, Lotus Petal, and Tutor plus LED should be lethal here. Yeah, this is the last two games have illustrated the classic problems of control versus storm if you just can't pressure them enough. I guess I also could have taken that Hope of Girapur on turn 1. But if I didn't do that, then maybe I wouldn't have gotten to turn 5. I don't know, it's tough. Yeah, and we're dead. Alright, they got us. Alright, so we have a 1-lander that does not produce blue. This is certainly a mulligan. Playing 4 colors is not free, folks. Sometimes you get the Ponder Bayou hand. This one's a keep. So, I can keep... I think I'm just going to keep all my spells. Get rid of one of these lands. Play a lot of lands. I want to keep my disruption, and then I want to make sure I have a payoff lined up when my disruption gets me there. Alright, what's the plan here? This is a Chalice. Alright, I'm new to this deck. Time to see how bad Chalice is for me. I have Abrupt Decays, Wrens, Kolaghan's Command. Okay. I'm going to let Chalice resolve. Having Force of Will ready for their next 2 things is probably going to be a better use of that card. Plus I have a bunch of answers to Chalice in the main. They're the Eldrazi variety. Alright, I'm going to Force of Will this, pitching Jace. Nice. I'm going to cast Strix. I would not be mad at anyone who would just hold Strix as a blue card for the Force, but having it in play against Eldrazi is pretty good too. Like, I would trade this for a Reality Smasher in 4 life right now, no problem. And if they have a follow-up Thought Knot, my hand isn't even that good. Oh, they had a follow-up nothing. That's what I'm talking about. Alright. Welcome to the party, Dr. 6. If we find a Wasteland, we win from here. Because they have no pressure, they miss their land drop. And wasting Eldrazi off playable cards is a long-standing strategy, way to beat them. Obligator. Okay. Oh, did they pitch a Spirit Guide? Okay, yeah. I was wondering how they just cast this card. Alright, so that's just here to pressure Wrenn. The 2-for-1 that did not actually answer anything. Wasteland? Even better. So I can minus this Wrenn to pick this off and then plus the other one to get my thing back and then maintain the beats. Alright, next turn I can hardcast Force of Will. So we just need to fade one more draw step. Uh-oh, we didn't fade it. Smasher. Alright, with Spirit Guide exiled, that's fine. They get to kill my Wrenn. But now I'm holding up Force of Will, and I have a Death Touch blocker ready. And it took them a Spirit Guide to get that, too. Alright, Snapcaster could do something eventually. One more land we can Snap Force. That's pretty messed up. We do need to find our Kolaghan's Commander Abrupt Decay pretty quick here, and then we should be able to turn the corner. Alright, so now I can Snap Force of Will. Oh no, red mana. I'm fired. I think this is worth a Force of Will, as weird as that is. Because I'm going to die really quickly to this Reality Smasher if it starts attacking. Feels bad, but you got to do what you got to do. All right. So I want to tap in a way that lets me cast Abrupt Decay and Thoughtseize if I draw them. I guess I want to plus Jace here, though. So it doesn't just die to Smasher. No, that card's probably fine for them to draw. Yeah, I had to plus once. Hopefully Jace survives this turn so I can start brainstorming. Alright, I'm fired again. That's fine. Chrome Mox is in their hand. I don't care about that. Alright, so I'm definitely going to brainstorm this time. There's a lot of good hits. That's not any of them. Wow, this Chalice turned out to be pretty okay. I think... Oh, I have a Tropical Island left in my deck as far as fetchable lands go. I'm going to get rid of the Thoughtseize at this point because any card that they have that they could cast is in play. Or will be in play. Yep. Oh God. We got a reader. Discard your hand and draw 3 cards. Oh no. No, no, no. That's not okay. Alright, deck. Now's the time. Alright. Better late than never. So, black, green, Astrolabe. I'm looking for Liliana's Triumph here. That's my best draw. None of these cards help me. Thoughtseize does not change the clock, and I guess I can at least check what they're up to. Alright, Punishing Fire can go away. And they're holding the Chrome Mox we knew about. Alright, we got 2 more draw steps to figure this out. Don't do stuff. Blood Sun. Yeah, fine. I can destroy that if I need to, but I really don't think I'm going to need to. Alright, Ren and 6. Speaking of, didn't think I was going to need to. Now I suddenly do. Right, dealing damage to them doesn't help me, so I might as well just regrow one of these lands. If I draw a Brainstorm, that's a card I can put back for free. Or they could just draw a second Smasher and kill me. That was unsatisfying. Alright. Eldrazi deck. So, Ancient Grudge comes in. I really don't have a lot for this deck. I could Cavern on Eldrazi, or Engineer on Eldrazi, I guess. They did show me at least one X1, and it's a Death Touch creature. I could Crop Rotate for Wasteland to get Ren started. Force of Negation can stop Chalice from coming into play. Maybe I do want Crop Rotation. Alright, what cards are not good here? Bounce or destroy a thing that costs 3 or less. I'm not feeling Tyrant Scorn here. Astrolabe seems like it's just another thing that gets hit by Chalice. Fatal Push hits most of their things. Just, it doesn't hit Smasher. But I guess that's fine as like part of a total package. But Abrupt Decay hits... Abrupt Decay doesn't hit Thought Not Seer. So maybe I could go one less on each of these. But I don't think I actually want Crop Rotation. That might be too cute. And if I'm going to keep in Push or Decay, I think I'd rather keep in Decay. Just more answers to Chalice. Oh, that's a really slim sideboard plan here. Alright, let's do it. Oh look, we drew Bayou and a bunch of blue spells again. Alright, Triumph and Wasteland are two of our best cards in the matchup. I'm keeping this hand. Snap keeping, if you will. Keep. Alright, so they also went to 6. Ooh, all these cards are pretty good. I don't get to draw all of them, though. I get to draw 2 of them. I guess that's not true. So, if I top, I can just Wasteland next turn, and then I get the Strix and the Decay. And if they don't play Chalice this turn, then I don't care. Like, if they just go Ancient Tomb Chalice, I'm going to waste them. Also, if they go Eldrazi Temple nothing, I'm going to waste them. I'm just always going to waste them is basically what I'm saying. And I can Strix next turn. Burn Willows. That only taps for 1. I'm into it. Oh god. They decided it's time to Spirit Guide that out. I think I want to get my basic swamp here. Like, I don't want to get wasted out of this game. And that still casts Abrupt Decay next turn. Oh, they can hit my Scalding Tarn if they want to, or they can name Jace proactively. Or they could name Wasteland, get ahead of Ren and 6. This is a tough call for them. I'm glad I don't have to make this Spyglass decision. I would probably name Tarn, though. Because my hand's real good, but I need the Tarn to answer the Chalice to cast the Ponder. Alright. Let's just draw a different land. Fuck. That's the same land deck. Blood Sun would be a beating here. Ravager. Discard your hand and draw 3 cards. Alright. I think I have to just Triumph this. I don't want them to have anything. Let's draw a different land. Okay, we're free. Tropical Island or Bayou. I don't think I need double black. Double blue is more likely to need than double black, I think. Now I have the exciting decision if I want to unlock these 2 lands or my one mana spells. I think I want to unlock my lands. Or my spells, I mean. I said the wrong thing and did the right thing there. Alright, so here's lots of cards. I'm not going to shuffle this because it's another different land. Astrolabe immediately draws the Force. So I can cast Astrolabe and Plague Engineer next turn. Alright, just kidding. I can't do all that. So I can cast Plague Engineer and shuffle away Force of Will this turn. That's what I heard. Eldrazi. That's kind of funny. So I'm definitely shuffling away Force, as much as I would like to have a Force, but I don't have a blue card, and I don't have 5 mana because of my Scalding Tarns being under lock. Alright. If this is Thought Not Seer, I'm here for it. You can eat this Astrolabe. Alright, there's a Smasher. I will trade my Plague Engineer for that all day, every day. So I don't have red mana, so I'm going to get bad lands in case I draw Kolaghan's Command. Motobug. So do I try to race here? I'm attacking for 3 and they're attacking for 4 each turn. Maybe I'll attack with my 2 power 1 and see what they do. Leave my 1 power 1 back. Get into a little race here with them. Okay. That's fine. They traded a card for 4 damage while I'm at 18. I can live with that. Alright, now let's see if we brick off again, or if someone's going to draw out of this first. They only have 2 mana to work with in their Eldrazi deck. Ugh. Alright, bad times. Snapcaster is a great draw. Brainstorm's a terrible draw. Alright, we have one draw step left to figure this out. Oh, let's just draw a Snapcaster, please. Alright, Jace. That counts. So I can bounce Reality Smasher. And then they Punishing Fire Jace, and Jace dies. And then I Force of Will Reality Smasher. And hope we draw some cards that are good. You got me. Renin 6 is a good draw. Abrupt Decay is fine. Kolagon's Command is really good. Joke's on you, I couldn't cast those anyway. We're dead on board, though. Alright. Keep playing this game. This Punishing Fire package is really good. I feel like this deck probably sucks that we're playing against, but it's certainly flexing on us here. Alright, we're no longer dead on board because they have to give us a life to get up the Punishing Fire back. We're just in really bad shape. We're at 1, basically. So if they find another red source, they can kill us. Or a Reality Smasher. Off to a strong start with this 4-color control deck. Alright, we're on the play here. This is a great hand. I get to Thoughtseize them and then cast a Baleful Strix on turn 2. I wonder if I'm supposed to get Swamp here. Alright, let's play it safe. Swamp also turns on any future Astrolabes I draw. Ooh, they're on the Jeskai Mentor deck. This deck is sweet. I'm going to try that one later this week. This perfect mana here to go with this Brainstorm. Or I guess Astrolabe is, in fact, perfect mana. Alright, so I'm going to strip the Brainstorm. I don't believe this deck plays Wastelands. No, it does not. Alright, cool. I think I would have led on Astrolabe there, unless I was worried about getting my Ponder Thoughtseized. That's why we fetched the Swamp. So I'm pretty worried about this matchup, I'm not going to lie, because this deck was built to prey on decks like this. Monastery Mentor is a hell of a Magic card. Alright, so I can snap Thoughtseize, or I can just play a bunch of Astrolabes. I think I'm going to snap Thoughtseize. We're going into their turn 3. That's the Mentor turn. Let's try to deny them a Mentor. Wow. All right. They definitely have a Mentor that they're trying to protect. I'm going to force their force here. Oh no, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Do they have a Spell Pierce too? No, if they had Spell Pierce, they would have just cast. Oh wait, no, they would not. They would not be able to just cast it on Snapcaster because it is a creature. All right, so we actually know 3 of the cards in their hand, and then the last one is probably Mentor. Oh, Council's Judgment. Wow, even worse. Okay, so they're hellbent. If we fade this draw step, we can draw a bunch of cards and pull ahead, I hope. Ooh, a Strix. I'm going to play Astrolabe first. Brainstorm. I think I'm just going to play Strix. Alright, Tyrant Scorn kills Mentor. That's good news. Alright, there it is. Alright. Don't Spell Pierce me. Guess I should Astrolabe first. See if we draw into anything. Alright, we dodged. First Mentor down. They play 3 of them. Ooh, Dreadhorde Arcanist. This is not the list that I thought it was. Someone has added new cards to the list. Oh, I can just engineer on zombie and brick this thing. I could also ponder looking for removal. I think that's safer. Yo, I found some removal, team. Really like to draw a land someday. But I'm not going to value a land over a Kolaghan's Command. That's a good card. Alright, Jace was always on the way. There's no way around that. I'm going to deal 2 to Jace and make them discard. They would have had to draw a forest blue card to protect from this, and if they did, that's still a 2-for-1. The difference is they get to keep Jace around for a turn. So now they have to start plussing just to not lose Jace. Alright. Swords to Plowshares connects. So I can name Human to get ahead of Snapcaster, or Monk to get ahead of Mentor. I think Monk is probably safer. Though if they do Snap Plow here, they're going to get to keep their Snapcaster when they wouldn't have been able to if I name Human. As Monastery Mentor is also a human, but the tokens it makes are only monks. Okay, yeah, this is a wild brew. This is not what I was ready for. We're good. Force of Will, just in time. This is also a wizard, right? I'm going to name Wizard. That also gets Snapcaster Mage. And if they have Vendilion Click or any such thing. I have to kill off Teferi so I can cast Force of Will if they have removal. They could also just bounce, but then Jace is dead to combat. Alright, they're going for it. Going big. Whatever that it means. Alright, last card in hand. What do you got? Because I have a Force of Will and an Abrupt Decay. I should be able to clear Jace this turn. Unless they do something super messed up. Like Supreme Verdict. Magmatic Sinkhole. Alright, this is worth doing because it kills Jace. Yeah, like if that resolved, Jace would live in combat and they would get to trigger their Arcanist. Alright, finally a little breathing room. Let's see what they left on top of their deck. They did cast Ponder last turn. Alright, just a land. Deal. One land away from Snap Kolagon's command. I could Snap Ponder. I don't have any exciting instants in my graveyard. I guess I have Abrupt Decay and Tyrant Scorn. If they play a creature, they die here because I can Snap kill it. I could put lethal on the board here. I guess I just have to do that. Like, that would be pretty bad not to. Alright, looks like they just scooped to that. Okay, good. I would have just decayed their Astrolabe, just get anything happening. Alright, so Leovold's in. Pyroblast in. Engineer in, because they're definitely a Mentor deck. Alright, what's coming out? Tyrant Scorn. When I have this many abrupt decays and Lily and fatal pushes and everything, Tyrant Scorn's kind of redundant. I'm upgrading my Force of Wills to Pyroblasts, so I can shave one of those. I'm not sure if I want Veil of Summer. Probably not. Triumph is good against Arcanist, but terrible against Mentor. I guess it's good in concert with Plague Engineer, though. Thoughtseize is great. I might not need all my Wastelands against this deck, though they did show me some non-basics. And this is not the type of deck I should be shaving tons of lands from. I'm going to shave a Wren, because it actually seems kind of medium. It doesn't kill any of their creatures. And can I ever cut a Jace? Is that even real? Is that possible? Can it be done? Maybe I will just cut Triumph. Because I'm not even worried about like True Name Nemesis because I have all these engineers. Alright, this looks defensible. I would like this engineer in here, but I don't know what card I would cut for it. I don't want to go to 0 counter spells. It seems so bad. Maybe I could go one less Fatal Push. I have a lot of Abrupt Decays in my deck. We're on the draw, and we have a Brainstorm. If we can stick this Wren, we're in business. I'm going to keep this. Oh no, it's Arcanist time. Oh good, it's Astrolabe time. I like that time. Land? Nice. Alright, so red and green. There is a Bayou in my deck, but I could also get... So I'm trying to cast Baleful Strix this turn, and then Wrenn and 6 next turn. Like, I don't want to just jam into Spell Pierce here. So I'm trying to figure out lands that cast both of them. I think it's just Volcanic Island and Bayou are my only options here. Alright, and then I just hope we don't die to Back to Basics. Which is probably a card that this deck plays. Wow, aggressive. Okay, deal. Alright, there's a Mentor. Oh, I can't cast any of these Abrupt Decays. That's rough. I could Brainstorm looking for a land to try to cast Abrupt Decay. I think that's my best option here. Alright, we got there. I'm going to put back one of these and Jace. Alright, so I have green. I I have green, black here. So blue, black, green. If I get Tropical Island, I can cast Abrupt Decay. Underground Sea also casts Abrupt Decay. And Leovold. Alright. I'm going to get Underground Sea. Navigating the mana with this deck's kind of tricky when you don't have Astrolabe. I've cast a lot of Monastery Mentors in my life, and I can tell you, Abrupt Decay is not my favorite card. So I can slam Ren here. I could slam Leovold here. I'm going to test for Ren first. Because I'd rather cast Leovold with Pyroblast backup. And if I get another land, I can do that. Alright, Ren just resolved. That was weird. I guess they could like snap Bolt here and then attack Ren for the last point. What is this 4-mana spell they're casting right now? Oh, Sinkhole. Yeah, that's fine. Two for one. Count it. In these control matchups, every little bit counts. Ren arrived, helped me hit my land drop, and got a card out of their hand. Not a bad exchange. Blue, green, black. And I have Red Blast and also Force if I really want to protect Leovold, which I'm sure I do. Can't Red Blast a Swords to Plowshares, so I'd probably have to counter that with Force. Ooh, alright. I'll definitely force this. Leovold, recouping my losses here. Alright. Alright, deck. We're protected from blue spells, I get it. I'm gonna name Wizard to get ahead of Snapcaster Mage. As if they had Mentor or Arcanist, they would have cast it already. Snapcaster is reactive enough that they might be holding it. Though I have all these Red Blasts, maybe I just should not have cared about that. Alright, whatever. Yeah, I had Red Blast and Abrupt Decays. I should have just named Monk. Alright, get rid of some extra lands. I'm going to fetch a basic here in case I draw Astrolabes. Rewarded. Now we're just going off. Show me your secrets. Judgment and Pierce. Alright, you can have a Spell Pierce. I have lots of lands in play. I don't actually want any of this. I was just going to say I would like a way to win the game somehow, and here's a threat. It's slow, but it gets in. Alright, I'll bait out this Spell Pierce here. I have so many Pyroblasts. I want to harass them as much as I can. Because I can answer a Mentor or an Arcanist. I can easily answer Jace or Snapcaster. Alright, now they're on an 18 turn clock. We've got a handful of answers and a threat in play. They did not shuffle their Ponder, though. Now they did. They wanted one of the cards. Nope. Not in my house. Oh, look at you with your non-basic land over there. Bang! Yeah, this sort of play pattern, I'm not in love with it. Like the, you have 2 cards in hand, I have 3 answers in hand, and I'm attacking you for 1. Like, I wanna be attacking for like 5 with a Tarmogoyf in this spot. Like in Legacy, I want to get this game done. Alright, there's a Jace. Gonna slam it. Hope they don't have Red Blast. They could also hardcast Force of Negation, I guess. Alright, fine. Now they're Hellbent. I have 1 Jace left in my deck to win the game with. Like, the card in their hand had to be Pyroblast or a land. Like, anything else they would have played. And by Pyroblast, I mean a counterspell. But they wouldn't have been able to force or pierce it. So, I think it was okay to jam it there. Alright. Plussing to Fairy. I probably would have bounced Astrolabe in that spot. Like my own Astrolabe, and recast it to get 2 cards deeper. Now I can snap Red Blast if they draw a Jace. Alright, they like 2 of the cards off that Brainstorm. They could have shuffled, but didn't. Alright, I got this one covered too. I'm going to pick this thing off now so I can hold up Force of Will next turn. I have Astrolabes. Oh no. Okay, yeah. I thought for a second that even in spite of my Astrolabes, I didn't have enough of the right mana, but I do. Snapcaster's not picky. I can cast Astrolabe and still have Force up. And now I have a real clock in play. I probably shouldn't have played that land. Just in case I draw Brainstorm, that would be another card I could put away. They did not shuffle. They also did not shuffle that one. Nice. Kolagon's command at this point, regrowing Snapcasters. It's a good card. Could also just go face pretty soon. Palace Jailer. I'm going to let them have that because I'm going to immediately become the Monarch. Alright, so in response to them drawing a card, I'm going to deal 2 to any target, and I'm going to get back Plague Engineer from my graveyard, or I could make them discard. Now I'm going to get back Plague Engineer. Alright, return target creature card. 2 damage at any target. Alright. Oh, I have a Strix. That's even better. I'm going to get back Strix and deal 2 to this thing. Alright, so I get to smash. I become the Monarch. I get my Strix back. I draw a card from Strix. Oh, now we have Snap Kolagon's command looping, and we're holding up Force of Will. And we have lethal in play. Pretty well set up here. And like Supreme Verdict is the only really good card I can think of here for them. And even that, they're dead because I can snap K command in the end step, deal 2 to them, and then attack for 2. Alright, we did it. We finally got one. Alright, so here's a classic Legacy control hand. Just 6 lands, Baleful Strix. I'm going to mulligan this. And I'll keep this. We're thousands of years away from casting that Abrupt Decay. Like, one of the weird things about Legacy is that first hand, if we were playing against Delver, would have been insane. Just like immune to Wasteland, always going to hit our land drops. We're going to get a 2-for-1 off Baleful Strix. But we just instantly lose to any sort of combo or aggressive deck. But here we are on the opposite side of the spectrum, just like dead to a wasteland. All right, Cloud Post decks usually don't have wasteland in them, so that's good. The bad news is Cloud Post decks tend to absolutely crush control decks, and we don't even have a Blood Moon or Back to Basics or anything to punish them out of the sideboard. Like, we're going to lean really hard on our Force of Wills, and our deck has basically no closing power, even if we get a little breathing room. Blah. We're going to brainstorm now, see if I need to counter this. Alright, no, that's fine. Like, I would like to counter that, but I don't think I can afford to, because they're going to have much scarier spells in the near future. Do I get Bayou here? Yeah, Bayou casts Ren. Alright, yeah. Ren's probably one of my best draws. Astrolabe is one of my worst draws. I can't cast it for a variety of reasons. Alright. Saran Dynamo, sure. Sorcerer's Spyglass. Alright. At least I don't have any fetch lands to get, but they can name this Jace and just put me in Brick City. And now they know that they're up against a Force of Will. But every card that doesn't literally kill me is a blessing that they cast, so I'll take it. Alright, there's an Abrupt Decay that we can't cast. Alright, there's the unbeatable endgame of Eye of Ugin. And there's the unbeatable immediate game of Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. Alright, no big deal. We just don't have any lands. Got one. Back on the board. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. All right, now they can activate Eye. We're just dead. I think this league's going to end very quickly, team. All right, so what do we have? We have Force of Negation, Crop Rotation, Pithing Needle, Ancient Grudge. I don't even want to bring in Caracas, because the only thing we'd be bouncing is more horrible in their hand than it is in play. Alright, Tyrant Scorn is a huge joke. Like, our only reasonable plan in this deck is, or against this deck, is to get an early Ren and waste them off of ever doing anything. Triumph is probably good enough. Strix is good. Thoughtseize is good. Fatal Push probably doesn't do anything. Alright, there's the deck. Alright, so this hand, Astrolabe plus Brainstorm can see a few more cards. Then Abrupt Decay can remove something hateful. This double Jace is rough, though. I think we have to do better. Okay, here is at least a path to a Ren. We have half of the lands that cast Ren, a Ponder to find the other half. Not like this. Force of Negation will keep Chalice out of play, but it costs us our Brainstorm to do it. Alright. Didn't come up yet. Alright, that was perfect. I just get bad lands for all my colors. Alright, I really hope I don't have to force anything. Though I can get all these astrolabes down next turn. I could fetch a snow land and then cast the second one with the first one. I'd rather just draw Wasteland or Crop Rotation, though. That's what I'm here for. Trinisphere, huh? Yeah, that one I'm probably not beating. Come on, Wasteland. Jace land? Alright, so I can cast Jace next turn, if there is a next turn. Thought not Seer. Alright, I'm not casting Jace this turn. I'd still be pretty stoked about a Wasteland. Play Goo. The mighty, still smaller than your creature, Plague Engineer on Eldrazi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Jesus. 8, 9. They have 9 mana right now. Okie dokie. That'll do it, team. Absolutely crushed. So, what I don't like about decks like this is that they don't have closing power. I mentioned that a few times along the way, that even when you get a little bit of breathing room, a deck like this is not good at capitalizing on it. Like, you really have to grind them into dust. And I don't know how anybody wins with decks like these. That's not a shot at people who like this kind of deck. Like, good for you. But all of, like, the Star City event was won by this deck. Reed Duke is a big fan of decks like this, and he wins a lot, but he's obviously Reed Duke. But a lot of really good players like decks like this, but I just can't stand being so slow, like so far from the end of the game at basically all times. So I'm probably not going to develop this deck anymore, but I'm glad I played it once to remind myself why I don't like decks like this. Thanks for checking it out. Make sure to hit that sub button and follow me on Twitter at BoschandRoll. See you next time.